First, we'll introduce your referees for the match. Our head referee, Derek Guerriere. Our assistant referee, Connor Fraley. Our assistant referee, William Rojas. And our fourth official, Bo Billings. And now, introducing the players for the NC Courage. Number one, Emmy Allen. Number 29, Laurel Ansbro. Number 28, Amelia Brown. Number 12, Florence Wete. Number 20, Isabel Cox. Number 25, Sophia Faircloth. Number 19, Braylon Francher. Number 21,
And we welcome you to the beautiful Bryant Park. After the storm has finally passed us, it doused the pitch with some well-needed rain. And the Fusion in white tops and the red shorts taking on one of the very best in the South Atlantic are on the table. The Courage is going to be wearing all navy blue. Tops in the shorts. The Fusion scored their third goal of the season. A very, very young team for Coach Pardini, but have gotten a lot of priceless reps this season, this summer, against some high quality competition, especially of the likes of this team that's on the pitch. Greenville Liberty, who stands alone right now at the top of the table. If you do remember that game, that match between the Fusion and the Liberty, Fusion did scare Liberty with a goal to start things off. Liberty finally figured things out and got the result they needed, but it's a good sign that Pardini and his group can play with anybody they face on the pitch. Still looking for their first result, but you can kind of see the product he wants on the pitch forming. Just a matter of time before that all gels and starts showing and finishing and executing on opportunities. So we are getting close to the first kick. Lineups: Madison Howard will be in the goal. Victoria Moser, who scored the third goal of the season for the Fusion. It'll be Maria Venori. It'll be Lauren Smith. Pardon me, it'll be Abby Wise. Then Octavia Saunders coming from the sideline and onto the pitch as a player, who's now going to be assistant coach at UNC Charlotte, following Brandy Fontaine, who left High Point and has taken Octavia Saunders down there with her. She's also a very, very good soccer player as well. Aaron Gabriel will start. Chloe Osborne. We'll see Emily Silva. We'll see Annabelle Walker. And then we'll also see Millie Murphy. And we are off and running here on Friday night. The temperature has kind of cooled off somewhat because of the rain. But we are off and playing the beautiful game of football. Courage, obviously needing a result still to compete with Greenville for the crown of the South Atlantic. They bring a copious amount of talent on this roster, as well as who they are starting. We'll get into that in just a second. At least a good chance putting the ball inside the box, cleared out by Sophie Faircloth, the star at Wake Forest, and Coach Deleuze down there in Winston-Salem. Played here at the Fusion, selected to go to the Courage this summer. An outstanding player that's going to play the outside back position, plays a very good defensive central mid. As Pardini used her in that role last season. But she is with the Courage and fighting for the crown of the South Atlantic. Big win against Independence on the 14th. Hoping to follow that up. Independence did give them a little bit of a ride, but they finally got into their ways, organized very well, and got the 3 points they needed. So the Courage in all blue. As Faircloth looking for the support. Is not aware of the touchline that goes out of bounds. And the goal will be Emmy Allen, a goalkeeper that is a Tar Heel and then played at High Point Christian Academy, where she had a save percentage of .899. That is very impressive. 129 career saves in her few years at High Point Christian Academy, and she was playing high school soccer. Emily Moxley will also be her teammate. Plays for Carolina and the legendary Anson Dorrance. But the Fusion moving down their side of attack. And they have served the ball at least once. Let's see if they can create something and set the tone in this match. Another good chance, looking for the near stick for Gabriel. Silva trying to cut it back. And it's collected by the back line of the Courage. And with a clearance blocked, he gives the possession back to the Fusion and a long ball. And it's immediately met by the hands of Emmy Allen. Octavia will be number 11. She originally was number 6, so Octavia Saunders will be wearing the jersey number 11. Gabriel, second touch, trying to put it up for McGuire. The younglings fighting their way into the 18 and getting the Courage a little weary. Don't underestimate the young legs of the Fusion. Well, the long ball tried to break the lines and placed down by the chest, through ball ahead, and out comes Maddie Howard to smother it. That's brilliant goalkeeping by Maddie Howard, coming out to immediately stomp out that attack by the Courage. The Courage continue to work up. The plan is to cut this pitch in half. Faircloth backs pedaling, going towards the touchline. The option to the center back, and here's Faircloth on the left. 1-2 touch. Watch these triangle passes. Well played, and off and running is Isabel Cox. She'll lay it off to the left, and Maddie Howard coming out. She looks a little disrupted. The flag was up, and Abby Wise calling for attention immediately. Maybe Maddie Howard got hit in the face. She's not been shy to come off her line. She is not shy at all to go up against the high accolades of this roster for the Courage. And she is a little shaken up and going to be checked on by the athletic trainer. Isabel Cox, number 20, we just saw. Plays also at Carolina, went to high school at Grimsley. Last season for the Tar Heels, had 6 starts, 16 appearances, 4 goals, and 2 assists. She had a brace against FSU, the national champion FSU. Still tending to Maddie Howard, the goalkeeper from Greensboro. Also plays her college ball at Wake Forest. Got 1 start last season, had 1 save, and else had the start against Youngstown State, where they won 5-0 in a shutout. Was an all-star at Greensboro Day School, 2-time MVP, 2-time All-Region. Highly recruited. Decided to go down to Winston-Salem and play for the Old Gold and Black. And big competition for that netminder with Caitlin Parks and her going after it. Caitlin Parks got the nod in front of her, but talk about depth. You got someone like Maddie Howard that is waiting in the wings to come in at any time. Coach Bardini's going to check on her too. Checking on that forehead, and that's something you don't want to mess around with concussions and so forth. The second time that she has come off her line and been aggressive, which kudos to her too. Not shy to come off and stop any type of opportunity that the Courage can develop. Sitting here at the 8th minute with the score 0-0, and you'd have to say that the best options, best opportunities have been for the Fusion so far. A couple of crosses in the box. The Fusion going to quickly warm up their backup keeper. Backup keeper who originally was Abby Buckholtz. This time it will be a different keeper. As I go quickly check out Maddie Howard still is Pardini talking with his assistant. It'll be Katie Leckenby who will most likely come in for Maddie Howard if she is going to exit the pitch. Leckenby, a senior goalkeeper from Salisbury, North Carolina, plays at Farley Dickinson. Got off to a fast start, and we just hit the brakes really quickly with a injury to Maddie Howard, who's still getting checked on at this moment. So pardon me, the keeper will be Sarah Womack as the backup keeper. The roster has changed every match, and with new personnel, it was Abby Buckholtz who was the backup keeper. Then it became Katie Leckenby. Now it will be Womack who will come in as backup keeper for Maddie Howard. Courage hoping to get to the top of the table. They have been very successful this season. As far as their stats as a team, they have scored 16 goals, 11 assists, and they have allowed just 10 goals and 5 assists, 43 points to 25 points. But still behind the Liberty in the standings right now. The Liberty sitting with 6 wins, no losses, and 1 tie. Courage with 4 wins, 1 loss, and 3 ties. Howard says, I'm going to deal with this. She is a warrior out there on the pitch and in front of the net, and that she's going to shake it off and get back to playing. She obviously wants to win this one against her former teammates and also her college teammates. Vansbro is playing in the back with Sophie Faircloth. And Howard's adjusting her jersey in all teal. And after a long break, we are ready to resume play. Thank goodness Maddie Howard is okay. The lights are on, and we are officially in Friday Night Lights. Storm staying away from us. We had some rain, but it's cleared out. 0-0 our score. Obviously, there will be lots of stoppage time as we sit now the 12th minute, coming into the 13th minute, pardon me. Fusion in a 4-3-3 formation. They have done that this entire season. Pardini adamant that that is the formation for him. He likes what he sees with his young, talented players. And he likes the hunger, too. And That's all you can ask for. Misplayed ball, little heavy touch. Possession goes back to the Courage. Faircloth, beautiful touch. Superb talent to all freshman team of the ACC, and now the Courage working their way into their attacking third. That was a support that just happened to be there. Faircloth moving up all the way to the pitch. Here's the service ball, and out comes Maddie Howard to make the grab. You'll see Faircloth moving up the entire pitch. She has tremendous stamina. Gabriel pinching in. And something she's going to have to be aware of, too, if Faircloth does seep into the attacking third, which she often does. And she will take the corner kicks, too. She has a golden foot. She has scored 2 corner kicks, 2 goals off corner kicks off those bananas, or AKA Olympicos. Just has that type of touch. Place it anywhere. Faircloth on the ball. And we'll move it over to Delaney Graham. The Duke Blue Devil plays it on the ground. And it's cleared away somewhat. Still stays in play, and off and running towards it is Walker. Catherine Annabelle Walker, number 11. Gabriel. The mishit by Emily Silva, also teammates with Faircloth at Wake Forest. Here's Amelia Brown. Oh, brilliant by Maddie Howard, which could have been devastating. She put on the skill there. I'm going to put it on her thigh. The ball put back with a little too much heat on it by Lauren Smith. As the Courage continue to creep in, just one now back. That's in the center circle for the Courage. So everybody up, hoping to get the first goal of the match. Beautiful service ball and headed just left of the frame. That ball just hung up there with anybody to take at least a chance on it. It was Braylon Francher who did. She plays at UNC Charlotte. Be playing under Octavia Saunders, the new assistant coach for the 49ers. Here's Moser playing it back quickly to Howard. Howard looking up and plays the trusted Abby Wise. Moser moving close here to this touchline. As the overload now moving to the near side of the pitch. Moser, a little heavy touch, and made the right idea to play it back to the support. And look at Maddie Howard all the way off her line. Jorge Campos style. So shout out to the 1994 Mexico team. Howard, one touch, and this could be a dangerous spot right there in the corner. And rightfully so, Lauren Smith plays it back to Howard. Howard will switch it. The back line slowly moving up to the center line of the pitch by the Courage. And then they're going to quickly get it up the pitch as that one trickles out of bounds. Had Catherine Annabelle Walker running down line, who's played for the Fusion almost her entire life. Now, you would think that the chemistry between Gabriel and McGuire could result in A lot of heavy workload for the back line of the Courage. Both quick, both can link up into the 18. Gabriel, number 7. Ashlyn McGuire, number 9. Just going to be a sophomore at West Forsyth. How about that? Just going to be a sophomore at West Forsyth and playing against Carolina players, Duke players, Wake Forest players, UNCC players, and Courage trying to build something here right in the center of the pitch. Unfortunately for the Fusion, they were able to stop that attack.
So, Braylon, you're going to have to drop off a bit. There you go. Good. You can always move forward. Lexi can deal with the player to the right.
Space allowed. Why not take it? This is Lauren Smith, and she immediately had to pull back and play back to the support of Maddie Howard.
Keep her inside, Delaney. Keep her in. Good.
Howard, big clearance. Headed back close to the 18 by Faircloth. Moser.
Break the lines, Delaney.
The Hokie looks up for the switch, cut out, and the Courage still can't quite test Maddie Howard yet.
Play by yourself with the 10. Lexi.
Gabriel, lofting ball, headed for Walker. Walker with a half volley. And excuse me, that's Octavia Saunders. My apologies. Yes. Don't want to. Number change. Got it. Yeah, he told me. So I got the number change. My apologies to everybody in the press box. Big Octavia Saunders fans here in the press box. So Saunders is number 11. And Catherine Annabelle Walker, I believe, will be wearing number 6.
Excellent, AZ. That delay, Aaron, delay. One step out.
Delaney Graham was not aware. Abby Wise was right there, picked her pocket. Wise overlapping. Wise getting past the midway line, tripped up. She's going to have to retreat and get back. Number still an advantage for the Fusion as Brown goes down. So that's Isabel Cox.
Hey, referee, that's retaliation right there. Hey, come on. Talking about me? Oh, this guy.
Walker, pardon me, will be number 13. Templeton, number 6. Last minute changes. Always fun, right? This is going to be ruled very dangerous, especially with Faircloth behind it. Howard has seen this in training, has seen this in games. Let's see how she reads her. Oh, dipping and just about pelted that side net. My, the movement on that is that one broke. Will cause goalkeepers to have fits. That ball just went left of the frame, and the Fusion playing out from the back. Long ball. Saunders. Just try to keep it in. Saunders also coached at Salem College, took the place of Coach Jay Callahan, who built up a nice program there at Salem. And then Octavia took over and kept it that way and had some very, very remarkable seasons. Now she is continued to move up the coaching ranks as assistant for the 49ers, but playing tonight for the Fusion. Tori Hansen, number 22, also an Hansen Dorrance player for Carolina. Clever move to get Octavia Saunders to go in the wrong direction. Is the Courage moving up the far side.
Drop off and get it, Bradley. Drop off. You're too high. There you go.
And you see your options.
To her.
You want at least 3 options, and at that point, the Courage had 2 options. One, of course, in the center was Amelia Brown, Izzy Brown's sister. Amelia will join Izzy Brown at Minnesota. Still looking for a foul. The referee says play on, and the home crowd here at McPherson Field not agreeing. As down went Erin Pardini, the sister of John Pardini. And speaking with him before the match, he said he just wants to get some experienced players out there like his sister and Octavia Saunders, who can basically be coaches on the pitch, who can help progress the development of some of these young players that he has on this roster. Courage double teamed, and that's what you want to see as soon as the Courage, who use the flank, the far side, to try to create something, and immediately double teamed, which is very, very difficult to send a ball through, and mission accomplished by the Fusion there. Long ball again, breaking the lines with McGuire, off and running. Here comes the freshman from West Forsyth, across, and nobody really there. She really needed somebody right there at the 6 in the center of the frame to put it in, but brilliant play nonetheless by McGuire. Faircloth took that personally and is going to quickly move it up to Delaney. Delaney inside the box in a slide tackle clearance by Lauren Smith. Lauren Smith plays at Rockingham County High School. Graduate in 2024, another young player. Number 7, Erin Gaber, also a young player. She'll graduate in 2024 as well out of East Forsyth. And Aslan McGuire, who's just finished her freshman year as a Titan. Both clubs still trying to feel each other out, but you'd have to say that the Fusion has looked the sharpest, at least on the attack, and the opportunities that they have dialed up. Good play by Aki. Aki Saunders flicking it on. And the Fusion are off and running into the attacking third, and just almost got to the boot of Octavia Saunders. And the Courage cut out that pass, and now they move close to the attacking third. We got a 3v3 with a trailer. There's a service ball looking in over the fingertips of Howard, and coming up to clean it up is Faircloth, and she'll play back to the support. Triangle passing again inside the 18. This is a good look with a left, a shot that's scuffed and cleared away, and the Fusion dodged the bullet there. Just keeping in formation and keeping organized in the back, and at least clunking up the back into the mixer. A good look, though, for the Courage. Their best look, probably so far this evening. And I'll get to number 26 is Gabriel. Turns. Gabriel going to have to get creative with it, trying to cut it back, and it was taken away. And off to the races. Here's Delaney Graham, near side. Moser following. Graham puts this one high in the air, just a little too much on it, and that will go out of bounds for a Fusion throw-in. So I've just been notified that number 26 is Lexi Strickland. She originally was number 20 to start the match, but changed to number 26. Leading scorer on this team tied, but Sapienza has 3 goals. She is not starting. She made the trip, and she is not on the pitch at this time. Lexi Strickland, an interesting story on her. She started her career at Carolina, then went to Oklahoma for 1 year last season, 2021. Had 2 goals, 2 assists, and 897 minutes on the pitch, and then now is transferred to NC State. Talk about now that's going to go with a rivalry between the NC State Wolfpack and Carolina Tar Heels. She was described by Anson Dorrance as a water bug, and you've already seen a little of that on display in the center of the pitch for the Courage. Good skill there. Poked up ahead to Lexi Strickland. Support back to Amelia Brown.
Pace the rotation.
Everybody's moved up. And they'll play Tori Hansen. Faircloth, Graham. Hansen. McGuire giving her a little pressure and slipped up with a wet pitch. Probing pass to Faircloth. Faircloth with Gabriel right on her. Strickland continues the ball over to the far side. Here's not sure if that was a shot or maybe a service ball for Delaney Graham going far stick. That ball sailed away from the byline, and it'll be a goal kick for the Fusion. That's Emily Moxley, who's on that far side, number 8, also a Carolina player. A lot of Tar Heels on this Courage squad. Saunders, nice cutback. She had 2 on her. Just placing it up, hoping for McGuire to run on. McGuire will back away from the press and allow Faircloth plenty of real estate. And see if she can just seal off the angle. Long ball placed on the switch. Saunders trying to also get creative with it, trying to hit it off of, I believe, Francher over there on the far side. Haley Salas, pardon me. She plays at Miami. Saunders with some press. Just about was able to jar that one away. Courage still with possession. Brown gets by Silva. Placed into space and running on to claim it with a challenge was Moser. Clip up ahead to Faircloth and immediately headed out of bounds by Lauren Smith. Moxley, Tar Heel. Allen, the goalkeeper, 5'11", also a Tar Heel.
Cox's feet, let her protect it. Cox's feet, let her protect it.
Faircloth 1 touch, 2 touch, back to Graham. Graham sends this one low. It's cut out by Wise. Wise plays it back to Maddie Howard. Howard wasn't aware she didn't have that much time, and here comes the press put on by Izzy Cox. Wise goes line. Here comes a long ball. That one got hung up in the air trying to reach McGuire. Possession goes back to the Courage. Here we are in the 34th minute. We'll have a good amount of stoppage time after the injury of Madison Howard that happened in about the 6th minute of this match. Courage have worked on right and left side, trying to create something. Still sit tied 0-0. Cleared away. Ricocheted and back to Graham. Graham gives it his support to Faircloth. Faircloth with give and go to Graham. Graham doesn't use her. Scooped inside the box and then headed away by the Fusion back line. And down immediately goes Aaron Pardini.
Brownie, you good, kid? Face it, so.
Courage.
Active legs. You want it.
For the mission of cutting this pitch in half as they have everybody up, even past the midway line.
Right.
And a handball called by the official. It will be a free kick to the Fusion. Courage have 3 shots. Fusion have no shots on record, but they have had 2 great opportunities. Just nobody there to finish. Gabriel waited a little extra for that. Graham came up, charged for it. Gabriel may have got a late touch on her, so it'll be a free kick. Faircloth will immediately get behind it. She'll look to bend this on that far side. As you can see, the Courage making their way there for the options. 4-5 from the center off to the right. Fusion holding that line. Here comes the free kick. And that's the ball you want by Faircloth, just hovering that in the air, allowing somebody to come in for it. Faircloth looking to continue the attack as she looked to move it to the far side, cut out by the Fusion, and then immediately cut out by the Courage. So once again, NC Courage working to create something. Gabriel using her speed. McGuire called for it. Is the flag going to stay down? It is not. As she just stepped a little bit out in front. She got a little too excited. Don't blame her. Gabriel stepped for that one, claimed it. And McGuire was just behind the defender. And the flag went up. Still, you can learn from that. If the Fusion can create something similar to that again. Both players going down on the ground close to the byline. And this will be a corner for the Courage. The golden foot of Sophie Faircloth will take it. And here comes the runs. Over in the air, a little deep. Played back Delaney. Couldn't quite get her laces on it. Here comes McGuire. Let's see what McGuire can do. She's going to hit the brakes and allow the goalkeeper, Emmy Allen, to claim it. just conserving some energy. The lofting ball looking for Lexi Strickland. Play by Isabel Cox. She's unable to turn, plays the support. Moxley on the ball. Back to the center of the pitch to Brown. Brown, father, the great Chucky Brown, who played basketball at NC State. Also had multiple years in the NBA. Solid step. Silva also making a step. Faircloth into plenty of space, now moves in, looking for an option. This could be a chance from Strickland, and it's blocked. Still in the attacking third, as Moxley just wanted to put the service ball up right in front of the mouth of the goal.
There you go, Brownie. There you go. Good.
Amelia Brown getting the start. Izzy Brown is on this squad too, but did not make the trip. Another good clipped ball, and a brilliant idea by Maddie Howard to watch that one go out of bounds. So she'll get a goal kick here in the 40th minute. Their score 0-0. The young legs of Aaron Gabriel and Aslan McGuire have made this back line of the Courage work. Moser wants to help out too. She had her sights on getting it to Saunders. Ball squirts out, and it'll be IBYs. Smith. A 50-50 ball way up in the air, trying to backheel it, and got caught up, tangled up, and at least avoided an injury.
Aaron, don't get too high too early. By yourself. Maria, you all right? That's the movement.
Too much space here for Faircloth, and she will feast on that, but not on that ball, as that ball was overhit and went out of bounds. I appreciate you joining us here on USLW, the W League inaugural season. It's the Courage in the Fusion. These clubs know each other very well. Cox at the byline and places a grounder. It hits off the chest of Maddie Howard. I think that the Fusion players thought it went out of bounds, but Howard immediately will play it to her left. Templeton, number 6. Moser back to Smith. Smith lifts this one to Venori. Yep, just a little out behind the back line. As that trap has worked well for the Courage. And that's something McGuire will learn. I mean, she's only maybe a sophomore in high school. Faircloth on the ball once again. We've heard that a lot. Delaney Graham looking to center that ball to Cox. Pardini using the veteran leadership of Pardini and Saunders. And Saunders creeps up, looks up, and will create the big boom, but it is blocked. This will create a double team, though. Moxley is able to send it, and it's caught by Howard.
Get off your mark in the middle of the park. Aaron, just find a gap to get on it. Doesn't have to be higher. Less running. Less running. Just find a space. We'll run away from you.
Courage using 4 in the back.
Hey, the shirt pull.
2 center backs.
Shirt pull on the stick.
The outside left back being Faircloth, and the center backs being Hansen.
One's in control of the ball, the other one's defending. Don't be both of them. One's on the ball. Oh, it's from behind. You can easily lead to a counterattack.
Pardini is protesting that his player is getting pulled. Pardini to Saunders. Saunders caught between her legs, lost it. Silva with a challenge, and this ball will just go out of bounds. Good chase. Good hustle by Faircloth that just went out of bounds. Gabriel, I don't know if she meant that, but that was absolutely brilliant. She pulled the ball up, and the best thing she could do was get it off a Courage defender and result into a throw-in, and that's what she did. Miscommunication, not linked up between the Fusion. Heavy touch, which will allow Madison Howard to come way off her line, and she'll also test the press, saying, I can also play with the ball at my feet. If you want it, come get it. Courage will give her some space. 45th minute. We'll have plenty of stoppage time. Howard was shaken up for about 6 minutes, but she has really been on her game. This could be a test for her here. A good defense by who else? Abby Wise coming over to assist on defending. And just enough to disrupt any type of shot that could have developed by Isabel Cox, the former Worley and now at Carolina. In 2020, Cox had started all 20 games for the Tar Heels and scored 4 goals, 2 in the fall slate, 2 in the spring. Scored against BC, Virginia, Tennessee, and Columbus State. Also former freshman, our all-freshman team in 2019. Faircloth was on the all-freshman team in 2020. An ill-advised ball or a miscommunication could lead to something, and Howard, playing out of her mind, immediately comes up to the 6 and stomps out that angle. And Howard also giving some instructions to her back line and the very young Lauren Smith, who will be graduating from high school in 2024. Saunders. Not allowing her to turn, so she will move it back and then now creep into the center. Smith, long ball. Pardini just trying to get her body airborne. Courage still trying to build something. You've seen the build-up from mostly the back line, and sometimes we've seen it created off the turnover in the midfield. You can see something here with Graham near side going 1v1 with Moser. Immediately sizzled a ball for the service inside the 18, and it's cut out. Pardini going to have to go up on a 50-50 ball. Mistimed it. Moser. It's Gabriel. Stuck up close to the touchline, moves it back.
Don't cheat, Mox. Don't
Smith.
Cheat, Mox.
Telling her to play Howard. She decides to improvise and move to the center of the pitch. Here is Silva. Silva, who draws about 2 defenders on her. This is going to be tough. And Cox couldn't quite get a good touch on that. Not sure if she wanted to drive that one to the far stick. The Fusion looking for the big ball to move up the pitch quickly. Beautiful skill getting away from the defenders there by Templeton, but possession goes back to the Courage. Here's Graham. Delaney Graham right outside the 18 sends a diagonal ball. Someone's got to eat it up, and who did it? It was the back line of the Fusion. They've done an outstanding job of reading the passes. It was immediately cleared. Nori was the one that read that well. Flag being waved, it most likely will be a foul on the Courage, and quickly on the ball and into play. Templeton was not aware. That's why you got to have this communication. She had the ball in front of her trying to turn. She didn't realize there was a defender on her, and Faircloth bangs it off the crossbar and gets her teammate Madison Howard's attention. Remember me? Howard, the luck of the woodwork to keep that one from staying out. Wise gets wrestled down, and it was taken away and driven into the goal. Wise says, why is that not a foul? And so do the fans. Wise moving her way into the 18, got tangled up and turned into a wrestling match with Isabel Cox, and Isabel Cox finishes it. A tough spot to lose the ball. Wise still wondering why that wasn't called for a foul on the Courage. So the Courage, they get on the scoreboard first. Saunders has moved over here to this near side. See if the Fusion can create something. Saunders. It was iffy that she may have been offside. It looked at the side judge. He was about to pull it out, but kept it at his hip. We're in stoppage time. Find out what the official time is. You can hear his teammate saying Tori Hansen to move it up, and just out of the touch of the left foot of Faircloth. Moser, good turn. Plays the support. Wise going to be in the center. Started out, thought there would be more stoppage time, but apparently there wasn't, as the whistle was blown for the end of the first half. The score 1-0. Courage on top. Fusion has done very well on the back line of keeping the attack by the Courage unactive. But a 1v1, which turned out to be somewhat of a wrestling match. The ball got away from Wise, and Isabel Cox was right there, former member of the Fusion, which I know that will drive the team nuts in the locker room, that Isabel Cox, the former teammate for them at the Fusion, wrestled the ball away and scored the first goal of the match, making it 1-0. So that is our scoreline so far. Fusion trailing the Courage 1-0 after the first 45. A somewhat of a scary moment with Howard being shaken up, but she was cleared and continued to play, and she was basically standing on her head, doing an outstanding job on her line, coming out, being very aggressive, doing all she can to keep it 0 from the Courage. Attack also looked good by the Fusion. just maybe a hair away from making this a 1-1 match. And that hopefully will be resolved here in the second half. Still, anybody's ball game. 1-0 though, Courage with the advantage. We'll be back. 1-0 after the first 45. A goal that resulted in somewhat of a tussle. That's quite literally a tussle inside the box as Abby Wise tried to cut it back and went 1v1 with her former teammate Isabel Cox. And Cox may have been fully aware of the move that Wise can put on. She tried to move it back with her outside of her foot. It created a 50-50 ball, and Cox was able to win that and then finish the side net to make it 1-0. That was just after a shot by Faircloth, just about dipped in over Madison Howard, but it hit the crossbar. And we are off and running here in the second 45. Courage with a 1-0 lead. Long ball, searching for Delaney Graham, the Duke Blue Devil. Looking for that give and go with Moxley. Here's a service ball punched away, and new keeper in between the pipes is Moxley. After, I guess, Madison Howard, who had played another level in the first 45. Trying to get a breather at least. The Courage looking for goal number 2. They've been heavy on the attack, and the half volley by Brown is a little too much to the right and goes out of bounds. Saunders has now moved into the center, number 11.
Take care of it. Give me a mark.
Her and Pardini being the player coach, and Saunders says, Gabriel, I know you can run. Go after this one. Gabriel gets it, puts a service ball that just can't get over the head of the keeper, Amy Allen. Saunders very aware of the ability of Gabriel and the awareness of where the defenders were. So it was a 1v1. That's in terms of American football. If you got your wide receiver going 1v1 against a cornerback, throw it up in the air. Tell them to go after it. Working from the back again with the center back. Emily Moxley playing it back.
You okay, Delaney? You okay?
To Laurel Ansbro. Laurel Ansbro plays at Wake. Did not get redshirted this past season. Shall now drift out wide. Brown, one touch. To Lexi Strickland. And here comes the Courage. Left side now moving in. This is Ivy Gardner, who gets to start in the second half. Gardner from Hillsboro. Going to Liberty. Gardner. Little challenge, gets it back. Ball inside the 18, cleared away from danger by Silva. Gabriel comes up, gets at least one touch before banging against Brown. Faircloth with her head up, looking for that long ball, plays the smart ball. Now here comes the big switch. Moxley And a triangle there by 3 defenders. Lays it off to Graham. Graham driven ball. Well played. Just nobody to get in the end of it. Still collecting and moving back into the attacking third of the Courage. And just scooped it over by Faircloth as their torso just moved back, which allowed that ball to go sailing.
Silva, higher a little bit. Get down, Laurel. Good.
Ansbro into the center. Triangle passing again, this time with Brown, and Brown gets challenged. Gabriel gets it. Gabriel through ball, this time to Saunders. Saunders with a defender on her right, sends one just right of the frame. She had her laces on it, had a lot of pace. It just a little bit off to the right. Good linkage between Gabriel and Saunders there. So, just FYI for the 49ers that will be coached by Saunders, she can also play.
Tori, communicate with her. Ball! Great ball!
Hanson gets it up and offside.
Hey,
Call will be on
maybe she can cut off that pass.
Lexi Strickland.
Come on, bring your voice. Flatten out in the middle of the park. Get up. Go all the way. Silva, you're fine. Stay there. Stay, Silva. We have 2 here.
52nd minute, 1-0. Very close to being 1-1. And the irritating and yet frustrating part of the Fusion in this season has just been trying to finish. Only 3 goals that they have put in the back of the net this year. Gabriel as Saunders. Saunders has a good look and just a little too much got out in front of her, and she may have gotten that shooter eye and looked up and said, my goodness, this is going to be right here inside the 18, close to the 6. Fortunately for the Fusion, it results in a corner. Moser trots over as the short option, and Moser will take it. Cuts it against Delaney. Nice spin moves, able to get away. And Delaney Graham goes down, and it's last touched by Graham, but into the hands of the keeper of Emmy Allen. Good skill by Moser. Headed to Blacksburg for college at Virginia Tech. Pardini on the ball. Clips one into the box, curling and headed away, but running on is McGuire. Look at the speed of McGuire, able to come up with it and keep it close to the attacking third for the Fusion. Fusion will recycle it. Beautiful through ball. Silva's on. Silva looks good to block. Saunders is there if she wants it. Double team. Silva goes down, still with it, close to the byline. She will continue to cut with it and try to ad-lib. She brought a whole bunch of defenders, and if anybody came over to help her as her support, but Silva, what a great sequence of events for her. It's just, you get the sense that the Fusion kind of get too excited when they finally create something. Just got to get that poise. Pardini with great poise. Was a splendid ball player for UNCW in her days.
shoulder, Silver. Screen your right shoulder.
Part of the only team in UNCW history to win the tournament, the conference tournament.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
This is when you need press. Beautiful play, beautiful skill by Brown, able to cut that back. Far side with Faircloth. And the official will point for a throw-in. The 55th minute, this has really gotten close to being a 1-1 match. Fusion has done an outstanding job of not laying down for the Courage. And if you looked at this match on paper with the accolades of a lot of the players on the Courage, you would think this was going to be a thumping, but the Fusion is not going away, and they are squaring up on every aspect of this match so far with the Courage. 56th minute, 1-0. Silva comes back and helps. Had the good idea of sending the ball towards the line.
They go back again, couple feet.
It's Maggie Pierce, number 27, who starts here in the second half. Graham unable to turn, places it back. This could create something here. Faircloth lays it in, and header down by Moxley. Looking for Graham to run on, and not sure if Moxley was aware that Pardini was nipping at her heels. Quick throw in. Moxley into space. With Gabriel to her left. It's a tough ball to play, especially when you have to whip your body around. Wise. A precarious situation here against that corner. Silva lays it back, and at this point, the Fusion just have to get it out of the 18, and Wise wisely does that.
Hey, Maddie, when it comes into you, it's got to go out to Tori if we can there. Does that make sense? That's the biggest idea. We do a great job at escaping there, okay? Side on again. This way.
Long ball. Moxley there. Moxley running on. She got plenty of space to do something with it. She lays it on the carpet. It's taken away. Another chance by Moxley on the far stick. And a half volley snuck in the back door by Sophie Faircloth to make it 2-0. It's always a dangerous ball once all the attention is on this right side of the pitch. And once that delivery goes, if there is an attacker making that run on the far stick, Moxley delivered the ball, and it was Faircloth that got on the end of it, snuck it past the keeper on the far stick, and now it's 2-0 Courage. Creeping all the way up from the back line.
Good there, Brandon, good. No, it's not there, Cox. Not there. Now it is.
And the Fusion find themselves in a 2-0 hole. 2 goals by their former Fusion teammates. Wise in the center wants it. Pardini. Cox. Shot off the fingertips and in, and it'll be 3-0. Isabel Cox with a brace. And it is now a totally different feel of the match. It was a chess match until just the last 2 minutes. An onslaught of 2 goals. One by Faircloth and then another by Cox to make it 3-0 off of 5 shots. Fusion have held the Courage in check all the way up till about the 55th minute. Silva will come out.
For the NC Fusion,
New players coming in.
Chloe Osberg.
Murphy will come in.
Number 16, Ivan.
Murphy plays.
Number 12, Millicent Murphy.
And Wofford. Ava Vaughn comes in.
Great. Good movement, you two.
That's 3-0, but the Fusion can still maybe get the fruits of getting a goal, how quickly the confidence can create so many things. If the Fusion can use the speed of Gabriel to get through here on this near side and have Octavia Saunders move into the 18 right in the center, who knows, they could create the first goal of the night for the Fusion to make it 3-1. More importantly, you just can't give up, and the Fusion don't show any signs of giving up with the score 3-0. Long ball headed for Moxley, but jumping up is Venori. She's committed to Alabama. Cox had the right idea, delivering a slow roller diagonally with runners coming in. Courage orchestrating another attack that could make it 4-0. They've already opened this matchup the last past 5 minutes, and I think tack on another. Faircloth quickly going over to take the corner kick on the far flag. Our options inside the 18 will be Ivy Gardner, as well as lurking is Isabel Cox. This one's high in the air, floated and last touched for the head of Tori Hansen. After a downpour before the first kick, our kickoff turning out to be a lovely evening here near the Gate City. So looks like Coach Willie Davis Jr. is going to be putting in some subs too, with his squad leading 3-0. Looks like Florence Butte, as well as Emily Sapanza, who leads the team in scoring. And this is not a good sight, as Amelia Brown, no Fusion player near, took a long ball and immediately collapsed. And all thoughts on, did she land on it wrong? Did she turn her ankle, or in the process of that long kick, did her leg go in an awkward position, which then it makes you worry about the dreaded ACL. Sometimes if you just don't quite get a good touch on the ball, it's almost like a baseball bat. And in baseball, once you foul tip it, it kind of ricochets throughout your foot, makes it feel weird through your leg. But the good news is she is walking with no problems at all, so she looks to be just fine. Maybe just shaken up a little bit on how that felt. So no risk here at all. Coach Willie Davis Jr. is going to bring out Brown and also bring in some more reinforcements. One of the new players for Willie Davis is going to be number 17. That's Brianna Holt, who is the daughter of the famous Torrey Holt for the St. Louis Rams when they won the Super Bowl. Legendary Wolfpack player, and this is a 1v1 that is slotted in, one touch to make it 4-0. That is Emily Sapanza. She has moved up her goal total to 4 goals on the season, and the first touch she has coming off the bench. Emily Sapanza from Holly Springs, North Carolina. She's transferring to Boston College, though, but was at Rutgers when they went into the College Cup. And will be now coached by Coach Jason Lowe, who's a great guy and a great coach at Chestnut Hill. Former assistant at Wake Forest. Octavia Saunders with a heavy touch, and she tried to get it back. Possession again to the Courage, and back into the attacking third. Shielding off is Wise. Going against Sapanza. More new legs, fresh legs coming in for Pardini. Looks like there's 3 that he'll bring in.
Oh, sorry, that one's
Sorry. Catherine Walker, who's going to come in, as well as Rachel Fry. And I believe it's Venus who's going to come in. Yeah. Isla Venus, who has had a couple minutes in the last match here against Asheville City SC, and she looked very impressive. Venus will come in with her squad down 4-0 in the 68th minute. Fusion did all they can for at least 55 minutes of this match to keep it 1-0, and maybe even that 1-0 was questionable. But the floodgates opened. And here in the second half with Maddie Howard on the bench, the Fusion has given up 3 goals in the second half to trail 4-0. Good layoff by Holt. Monday, the Fusion will be in action, but not here. They'll be at the other home stadium, and that'll be at Truist Field in Advance, North Carolina. That beautiful soccer complex built for the Fusion. The NC Fusion, of course, covering a lot of ground from Greensboro, High Point, Kernersville, all the way to Winston-Salem. So another home match, but this time it'll be an hour and about 15 minutes away from here.
The substitutions for NC Fusion.
And here comes the substitutions. Gabriel will finish the night in the 70th minute.
Number 14, Isla Vinace.
A lot of good looks for her.
Number 13,
Millie, stay out there. Stay right back. Yeah. Rachel. Yeah. Aki, left back.
Pardini's younglings. Still young, even with the substitutions. Venus, probably the only experienced player who plays at UNCW. She's coming in, number 14. And she can create a lot of things as well. Pardini cutting it back, turning. Now she'll move backwards and tripped up, which will be a free kick. Saunders now moving over. She's played all over the pitch. She's been on the right side. She's been on the left side. She's been in the center. Now she's back on the left side. A stoppage of playing time here is the head official going over to the AR as well as that other side judge. Not sure what was discussed, but didn't take long. So that meeting is over. The conference is over and playing soccer again. Saunders throw in for Vanus. A turn, trying to get by Moxley. Moxley last touched it, went out of bounds, and they're going to say it was last touched by Vanus. Wise is all the way moving up close to the attacking third. Just a little off by Rachel Fry to the left, trying to connect with McGuire, who had plenty of space on that far side. The 72nd minute, score 4-0 Courage. 3 goals here in the second half. It has blown this thing wide open, and the Fusion still with the young legs, not giving up at all as they move inside the 18. Beautiful creative play. Fry with her back, looking to go to the corner for Saunders. Not a good touch, and at least an attempt, which will result in a corner kick. Attempt with the left foot put on by Catherine Walker. Here's a corner. They'll play the short option. Saunders. She can deliver. Wise with a shot. Wise just skies it just a little bit over the crossbar. Good idea, though, by Abby Wise. Coming into space, allowed just enough time for her to put missile lock on it. Just sent it over the crossbar. And Faircloth, who has scored, is now coming out. And replacing her will be Julia Hellenkamp. She plays her college ball down Conway, South Carolina. Coastal Carolina. Appeared in 12 games last season. A 2-year member at the Courage Academy. And she'll replace Faircloth. Elizabeth Lee turn by Vanus, just got away from her.
rotating.
Long ball able to reach Saunders. That was iffy at one point, but Saunders able to get it and keep it away from Ivy Gardner.
Easy breathe. They're going to break it there.
Good vision. Add an option to the left. This could be goal number 5, and at least slapped over the crossbar. Good hit, though, by Maggie Pierce. Another Tar Heel.
Organize, Laurel. Maggie and Jules stay home. You don't need to make too many players. Time to get that 1v1.
Another corner for the Courage here in the 76th minute. Moxley will take it. This will be an outswinger. Slowly rising, it was driven and then moved up and headed away by Wise. Collected back by Moxley. Moxley inserts it back into the 18. McGuire has it. Vanus wants it. McGuire. Just one extra touch, but last touched by a Courage player. Good press by Vanus.
More aggressive.
So this will give the Courage, if this result, which most likely will stand, will give the Courage a record of 5-1-3 on the season. 18 points. We'll see what the Liberty does in their match. But even with the win, it'll still be 1 point behind Greenville. If Greenville perchance loses.
Good, Ivy. Good, Ivy. Turn. Great.
Garner. With Saunders on her. Garner trying to turn the corners. Puts this one in a diagonal ball just out of the reach of Lexi Strickland. Strickland got it back again, and it looked close to maybe a chance. Van Nuys skips away with it. Van Nuys gets tripped up in the box.
Great tackle, kid. Hey,
A
great
whistle
tackle,
blown.
Laurel.
So it looks like they're ruling it just a corner kick as Van Nuys looked to have gotten upended inside the 18. So all that and it becomes a corner. Van Nuys sits inside the 6 box.
Runners, body open.
Outswinger, beautifully played. Saunders, 2-touch, 3-touch, just couldn't get it in the chamber to release it. Saunders, good challenge to get it back. And the pass cut out by the Courage. Wise, and just ran out of room. A throw in here for the Courage. Clearly in command now, leading 4-0.
If you want to partake, now's your time.
Saunders looks back at the center ref. I say, really, you're going to call that? So free kick for the Courage. Well placed, a big triangle here that has Gardner with it. Close to the touchline now, getting close to the byline. Beautiful spin and sends this one, looking for somebody in the far stick. The only one there, or at least close, was Holt. As Gardner able to spin to avoid two defenders. Misplayed ball, and charging in to collect is Vaughn. McGuire, playback, and I'm not sure if they knew that Emmy Allen was way off her line. Oh, a good chance for the Fusion to get back into the 18. The pass was cut out. Ball squirts out for Sapienza. Sapienza now puts it in to the 18, but nobody on the other end of it. Vanus in the center of the pitch. Has some options. She'll go with a long ball, breaking the lines, and off trying to chase it is Fry. Fry gets it. Will she send it? Poked away, out of bounds, and they're going to say it's a goal kick. Fry not an agreement with the head referee. In the 82nd minute, player sent to the sideline for some jewelry that needs to be taken out. So some earrings. Checking back in will be Rachel Fry. Gardner on the near side, bringing Wise to commit. Challenge accepted, and challenge and the advantage of Rachel Fry, who just came in after taking off her earrings. Helen Camp with a throw in on the center line. Maggie Pierce was on the center. Holt cuts into the middle. Place it back to Pierce. Pierce didn't have much room to go as the defenders locked her in, but still on the attack. Courage. Keep it away from going out of bounds. And the side judge says it's last touched by Saunders. They're in the 84th minute. I score 4-0. Courage have brought in some extra players, some new players. Still in search for goal number 5. No letting up, and the Fusion hasn't let up either. They're, despite trailing 4-0, they're still working and challenging and going 100%. Womack replaced Howard in the second half after Howard had an all-star first half. I mean, her performance, unfortunately, will be shadowed by that goal that was let up after Wise got into a wrestling match inside the 18 with her former teammate, Izzy Cox. So close to finishing out the first half, shutting out the Courage. They went into the locker room down 1-0, and then the second half came, and the Courage have knocked in 3 more to make it 4-0. "55 minutes, very impressive performance, though, for the Fusion and their young players. Going toe-to-toe with the Courage. But the wall couldn't stay up in the second half. The attack was too much. And now we sit at 4-0.
You caught 2 mines or what? Did you get caught in 2 mines there? Yeah. Patience!
Still challenging everywhere of the pitch, which, if you're coach, you love seeing that. You know, the score line is not in your favor. It's without a doubt going to be a 3 points to your opponent, but still playing to the final whistle. Says a lot about your team as well as your coaching staff. Willie Davis, Coach Willie Davis, will get an extra 3 points and put the pressure on Greenville, who sits atop of the table. Saunders overlapping run. Deflected. Van Nuys just having to pull her leg up to just get a touch to maybe corral it. Saunders was over here on the left with nobody around her. Now in the center of the pitch, the Courage back with possession. Milking the clock now is goalkeeper Emmy Allen. Helen Camp on the ball. Laurel Ansbro, who has played the entire match from Cary, North Carolina, redshirted at Wake Forest this past season. His first team all-conference in the NCSVA, all-region team playing at Apex High School.
Ball!
Saunders, just a little heavy touch, but you got it back. And Saunders now into space. has some options. One to her left. Through ball. Flag will stay down. Moving off into the area. Here's the cross.
Hold it for us, Flex.
As Catherine Walker was the recipient of that ball played by Saunders. Nice 1-2. The Fusion still not giving up. They have their sights on at least one goal before finishing tonight. Saunders plays a simple ball ahead. And you would think maybe they would play advantage, but maybe with the amount of numbers that the Courage had in front, that's why they pulled it back. So a free kick for the Fusion. Abby Wise will come over. This is when you curl it and crash. This is a curl and crash play here. And what you want to do here is get Wise to have that ball lifted high enough to pull the goalie out, but not actually catch it. Need a little bit of heavier kick on that one, as that one was into the shallow part of the 18. And there goes the final whistle. The Fusion did play from whistle to whistle. Just couldn't quite finish. It was tight all the way over the first 55 minutes of this match. And then the star status started to take a toll against these younglings, Coach Bardini.
One additional sponsor card. NC Fusion would like to thank our Tyler's
Goals, a brace by the former Fusion player, Izzy Cox. A goal by former Fusion player, Sophie Faircloth. And then a goal by Emily Sapienza, who is now going to be headed to Boston College. She adds her fourth goal of 2022 and sits atop as the head goal scorer for Coach Willie Davis Jr. in the Courage. The Courage get another 3 points. They will still put on pressure to Greenville. Greenville, now the cream of the crop, trying to hold off all competition. Fusion still looking for their first points, but again, this is a very young club and probably the youngest USLW team in the entire nation. You got to give props to Bardini, of course, assistant coach. As assistant coaches, Anthony Suarez, who has done an outstanding job of keeping the spirits up and just getting that fight all the way from first whistle to the last whistle. Unfortunately, the result did not go in the favor of the Fusion as they lose to their nemesis, the Courage, 4-0. And their former teammates wearing a different kit, Faircloth and Cox. Both combined for 3 goals, 3 of the 4. The final, 4-0. Fusion will be back in action on Monday at Truist, so we will not be on the air. But we'll have plenty of fireworks next week when the men are back in action, taking on Charlotte Independence. Look forward to clicking on and checking us out. The Independence in the Fusion on the men's side, USL2, NC Fusion leading the table in that league for the South Atlantic. So that will finish it off on a beautiful, beautiful summer night here in Greensboro. They released the outskirts of Greensboro at the Gate City. The final 4-0. Fusion fall to the Courage. Courage still sitting at second place on the table. Still getting a lot of goals. An attack is something to watch. That's it for us. We'll see you next time. So good night from Greensboro and Bryant Park and McPherson Field. I'm Ty Collins. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much to my crew up here in the press box. The final 4-0, Courage gets the 3 points.